Hey, everybody. If you're watching on replay, put in the comments #replay. Just a minute to get everything set up here. Make sure my sound is good, that you guys can hear me okay. Okay, Melissa says yes, that's good. Sorry, it looks like on the Facebook feed I look very close today. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe I always look that close and I just never pay attention. Hi, Shar. You know the routine as you pop on. Tell me hi. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me how your weekend was. Any of that good stuff. I have no knitting to work on right now. I should get better about that. If I just cast on the sleeves for my Cozy Mitt blanket, my rainbow sweater, then I would have those to work on, but I haven't gotten that far. Hi, Cindy. Sherry working on your socks and a hat. Linda's on YouTube. Mary working on your weekender crew and midsummer shawl. Yeah, midsummer shawl is a lot easier to type in there than the whatever Icelandic or non-English name of that shawl is. Hi, Cheryl. Holly working on your summer trellis. And I'm wearing one. Yes. Noelle, a scarf and a shawl. Awesome. Fran working on your knit weave cowl in Saginaw yarn. Very good. I know I said this before, you guys, but I can't wait until there's like a an army of women walking around with their knit weave cowls on. That's going to be so cool. I'm glad it was such a popular thing. I'm never sure when we do the custom yarns what people are going to like, what they're not going to like, color wise, pattern wise, all of that. And that one seems like it was a pretty big hit. So that's good. It came out just the way I was hoping it would in my head. So always a bonus. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is November 6th, 2023. My name is Kristen. I am the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in downtown Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SVRC Marketplace. Marketplace for everybody is open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Hi, Oriana. Deb does drop in help knitting classes on Monday nights while I'm doing the live. So if you get stuck with something, you can always pop in here up to the front lobby on a Monday night. She's here for 2 hours and is here to help. Sometimes it's just a couple people, sometimes it's more, we never know. Linda's watching. I'm working on hats. Yes. Mom not wearing any knitwear, but knitting the midsummer night shawl. Julie finished hat and scarf set for cousin. Beer warmer from the boss. Excellent. Oh, you guys. Okay, before I get into too much stuff, I have to tell you, Saturday I went to the Midland Farmers Market. Barbara, who owns Make and Bacon, had posted that the food truck was going to be out there, which they are most Saturdays in the summer, but I didn't have anything going on, so I decided I'd pop over there. And it was chilly Saturday morning. Like I wanted all the layers. And so I'm digging through. I finally found the bag that had all of my like hats and gloves and scarves and all that stuff in there. No, they watch after the fact, Holly. They're too busy gabbing and working on other stuff. I somehow do not have a hand knit hat at my house for myself to wear. So I went there and I had gloves that I knitted for myself and a cowl and something else that I was wearing a hand knit sweater and a store-bought hat. And Barbara, of course, gave me a hard time about it because, yeah. So that should be one of my next projects. Or I could just snag one from here. We've got a few of them around. I can't believe I don't have my own hat. I think I made so many for Victoria. I just used to grab hers all the time, and now they're in their own place. Hi, Tony. Mom says Aunt Jackie's on. Hi, Aunt Jackie. I know, it's crazy. Okay, so back to what we're here to talk about. Hi, Ruth. Let's talk about knitting. As Holly mentioned, I am wearing the summer trellis sweater top by Jill Zielinski, also known as Knitterella, local designer. A lot of you are local and have met her. This is knit out of bamboo pop sock, which is the perfect yarn for a summer top. I know it's hard to think about summer tops right now, but that's kind of, I guess, what we're supposed to be doing, right? Thinking a season ahead of things. But it's so comfortable, and it is on the thinner side because obviously, well, so it's bamboo, cotton, and nylon. So because it doesn't have any wool or any animal fiber, it doesn't bloom the way an animal fiber would. So the stitches, you can see like a bit more space between the stitches. It doesn't bother me that much, and I don't think you can see through it or anything. I still got gauge with it, but it is a little bit on the thinner side, but it works so well for lightweight garments. It's easy wash, easy dry. So, and her pattern goes from, well, now I don't have it in front of me, like a 32 up to a 68, I think, inch bust. And she has short and long sleeve versions. Hi, Nicole. This one obviously is the short sleeve version. It does not call for a different color, but I didn't want just an all over white top. So I wanted to do a little bit something different. So I had a little bit of extra blue from another project laying around, decided I just needed a little something, a little pop of something on there. So this is the size 3, which is a 38.5 inch bust. So it's a little bit, it's designed to have some ease. And it's got kind of a high-low hem, not in a big way. You can just kind of see the short rows along the side. Really fun pattern. If you've been in here or seen the photo that I took a while back of Karen in hers, she knit one with that color. That pattern is the Easy Eyelet yoke that Julie knit and has loaned to us, but Karen did that. So one of last year's custom colors in this pattern, and it looks beautiful. It's not too busy because it's still sort of a tonal look to it. Gorgeous. Suggested ease 1 to 6 inches. There we go. I've lost a little bit of weight, so now it's got a little bit more ease than it did before. But really fun pattern. All of this is charted. You do kind of have to pay attention when you're doing it. I had to pay a little bit more attention than I normally do because it is cables on every row, just like little 1/1 cables, but really fun. And I think it's a neat look. She has a winter trellis also, which I've looked at, but I can't remember. I don't know if it's DK or worsted, but that would be a fun one too. But I already have my next project lined up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Hi, Jill. So what did I finish? Nothing. I didn't finish anything. I'm still just working on my geo gradient. I finished weaving the ends in on what I have so far. I don't know if that counts for anything, but I am working on the Stephen West mystery knit along, which now is not a mystery because it's over. It was the month of October. I am to the point where I'm getting ready to start clue 4. I didn't pick up the stitches for clue 4 because then I wouldn't be able to really stretch it out and show it to you all. So we'll kind of go in sections. That is, this diamond in the middle was clue 1. Then you picked up and did this little bit on that side and this little bit on that side as clue 2. Clue 3 had you make these wings. It's so weird on my YouTube feed, well, like my Zoom feed, this looks very blue, but I think Facebook is more accurate with the actual purples that are in here. And that is the variegated that's in there is our custom color for this year, Saginaw Standard Smushy with Cashmere. I wish there was somewhere in it that had a bigger section that you could see, but I think you will with this next section. It looks like the the rows in each color were a little bit wider. So this is sections 1, 2, and 3, or clues 1, 2, and 3. The next one you pick up all along this long edge, along the curved bottom edge. And so I didn't want to start picking that all up and putting it on the needles, because then it would get all bunched up and then I couldn't show it off to you guys. It has optional fringe. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do fringe. I think by the time I get done with those long rows, I'm going to be ready to just be done. But like I said, I'm so proud of myself, you guys, weaving in all the ends. I don't know if you remember the last time I held this up, it looked like it had fringe because there was so much hanging down from it. But all of those little guys in, they're all in there. I was just going to say something else about this too, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, I remember now. Earlier today, I weighed the yarn that I have left. So 3 of the yarns they have 437 yards. That's these 3. I have exactly 50 grams left of each of those. So should have plenty to do either 1 repeat or more if I get so eager, I guess, or ambitious. But he does talk about knitting one of the first sections and weighing your yarn before and after, so you have an idea of how much that each repeat would take. The Dreaming color is 4 ounces and it's 400 yards. So these are 3.5 ounces. These are 4 and 400 yards. So obviously less yardage, and there is definitely less left of it. I think there's I think I only have 30 grams left of this. So I may have to be a little cautious, but still, if you go with his light to dark thing, I'll start with this light color and be able to gauge how much yardage wise I'm going to use. Linda made Mitts matching hat with the smooshy special colorway, held with mohair. Oh, very cool. That would be really pretty with mohair. Okay, so that's what I'm working on. I have in the queue, I'm in debates because I found a pattern that I fell in love with last week. And so I'm convincing myself that instead of finishing projects that I already have started when I'm home after my surgery, that maybe I should start a new project that's just my recovery project. I really should be putting the sleeves on my Cozy Make blanket, my rainbow sweater, but I don't really want to. I really want to start something new. So this pattern came across my feed, and it is called Nightshade Society Sweater. And don't let the cropped length scare you. It's written for cropped or standard length. It is a fingering held with a mohair, which is all the rage right now. But look at this, you guys. Look at how beautiful this is. It's got wide ribbing with this mock turtleneck, a little bit of lace on the sleeves. It does look like there are bobbles. I probably won't do the bobbles, but as beautiful as this is, I started going through some of the other projects on Ravelry, and there is a green one in there that I fell in love with. So, so I spent some time playing around with yarn on Friday. Yes, Sarah's favorite. Sarah, a lot of you probably know, Melissa does not like mohair or anything fuzzy. So it's not up her alley, but it does say you could use a sport weight yarn instead, which I think is kind of cool. So I picked a combination that's pretty out of my comfort zone. I think I only have one other thing in here that's similar tones, and this is what I'm going to do. So again, Cascade Heritage is a great workhorse yarn for all sorts of projects. but this mohair from Malabrigo is called Oasis. And what I am going to have to be conscious of is the fact that every skein is different. So like one's got lots of gold in it. One has just a tiny bit of that rusty color in there. Well, those are the only ones that I grabbed, but I am going to have to alternate at least skeins of the mohair. I'm going to have to play around with that a little bit, but I think it's going to be gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait. I have held off on even buying the pattern. I haven't bought the pattern yet because I'm really trying to force myself to work on the Stephen West thing, but I just want to swatch so badly. We'll see. We'll see how far I get. How many days I go before I decide the yarn needs to be wound and swatched. So typically in projects that require alternating skeins, I like to alternate 3. Oh, let's see. What does Melissa say? Perfect third sweater to knit lace and cable details on sleeve requiring how it skill. Sweater uses basic raglan top-down construction, fancy embellishment on the sleeves. Yeah, I'm hoping that's my one concern is that I don't have too much of the my normal brain doesn't work that well. So hopefully after the anesthesia, I don't have problems thinking clearly because that'll mess with my knitting time. But I think that can be my plan, is that I can have this ready, but also the sleeves on my rainbow sweater. That way, if I don't feel like thinking, I can do the easy one. But alternating skeins. So typically if I'm alternating skeins on a sweater, I will alternate 3 skeins. That usually gets me through the body of a sweater, so I don't have ends to weave in. And it doesn't bother me too much to alternate 3. If it's a cardigan, I will alternate on both edges, both fronts, if it's done in one piece. So you're knitting across with A, purling back with B, knitting across with C, purling back with A, and they keep switching that way. It is a little bit fussy, but I think it's worth it to kind of blend colors, especially with something like this where the skeins, I tried to pull, I think I need 6, and I tried to pull 6 that were as similar as possible, but there's definitely still some variation within it. So in the round, this is where I was talking to Karen about this, because I'm usually pretty good at visualizing things, but I'm trying to envision how I don't alternate this, but I do alternate these. Because I think holding 3 of these and 3 of these is just going to be too much going on. I think I can make it work, but I'll have to play around with it a little bit. It's by no means necessary. If it doesn't really bother you that much, or you don't want to fuss with it, by all means, just knit with the 2 and then go from there. It did bother me a little bit on my Casapinka sweater, the rear view window sweater that I did, same idea with a fingering and the mohair held together. I didn't alternate skeins, and I can see the line where I switched from one skein of mohair to the next. So it kind of bugs me a little bit. Looks like beads. On the sleeve jacket, it looks like beads where the little bobbles are. I could put beads. That would be an idea. Yeah, it's got like right along these little guys are little bubbles. I probably won't do beads because they slow me down, but it would be a good idea. So that might be my next project very soon. Surgery's a week from tomorrow, so it's coming up quickly. I have to decide what I'm going to do. A couple notes about just goings on in the shop, sort of. One is, I don't know if you guys can hear the blowers today. They're a little bit louder than they normally are. They've quieted down since I got here, but they're still kind of noisy. They finally have come in and switched from air to heat, which means it's now 76 degrees in the shop. So if you are coming in, dress in layers, keep that in mind. All summer it's been like 69 or 70 degrees in here, which is not bad because we could wear our knitwear in here. Last winter we ran through this where it was pretty toasty in here, and I'm hoping with the new mechanical guy that we have working here that he can adjust things a little bit, so that's not the case. So he was playing around with it a little bit earlier today. Whatever he did turn the blowers down, but it actually made it go from 75 to 76 in here. So just, I'm trying to warn as many people as I can, dress in layers when you come in now. Something else that came up in conversation the other day. I had a customer reach out to me to let me know that she was blocking her Great Lakes road trip mystery shawl. And that is with the Manos del Uruguay. Holly, bring your fan. Yeah. Manos del Uruguay yarn, which I don't carry on a normal basis. We did the special orders for that. So if you got that yarn from me, or if you got it from any other shop, I wanted to make sure that I mentioned she had some serious color bleed when she blocked hers. It was, I didn't ask about the temperature of her water, but we did talk about her using the Eucalyptus in there. But it was enough that her bright coral dulled right down, so it wasn't so bright anymore. So I just want to give people a heads up. We've talked before about those shout color catchers that you can put in with things. That is definitely a project that I would recommend you use those. I don't think you necessarily need to try and set the dye more, because I don't think that's the issue. You're not going to lose whatever color bleeds. You're not going to lose the intensity of that color in the yarn. It's just that it was probably over dyed. Because I don't have experience with that yarn, I'm not quite sure that's the case, but she was kind enough to call me and let me know, and suggested I pass it on to anybody who might be still working on it or ready to block it soon. So just a heads up to keep that in mind. I am excited to see finished shawls though, because I haven't seen anybody's finished project of that one. And I think the last clue is, well, obviously the last clue was done now if she had hers blocked. Sorry, you guys, my throat is so dry today. Okay, so new things here at the shop. I have new jewelry, I have new accessories, I have new needles, I have new yarn, all kinds of good stuff to talk about. So let's talk about the jewelry. I posted a photo last Friday, I think Thursday or Friday, with some of the new notion-y things that we got here. One of the things that we got are these. I hate shiny packages when all you can see is just the light reflecting off of everything. So I'm going to try and open one of these up. These cute little, the name of the company is Happy Habit, hand-dyed silk yarn and sterling silver hooks on there. They have little jobby doos on the back. Aren't they gorgeous? They have just, it's 100% silk. So it's got this beautiful, beautiful shine to them. And I got 10 pair, and every pair is a different color, which I think is really cool. It's not duplicates of any. I'm down to 8, I think. They're $30 a pair. They would be great gifts if you do stocking stuffers for knitter friends, anything like that. So there's like the blue, there's the gray, there's a teal. So for the most part, it's going to be kind of a just an assortment. Unless you see one specifically that you want and want me to put aside for you, I'm happy to do so. There's like a coral and a gold and a deeper, like a turquoise. So there's the difference, the teal and the turquoise. And a purple. But these fun little, they're like little dip dyed guys. So cute. So that's new to the shop, something fun. Trying to think of different ideas, especially as your friends and family start coming in asking for gift ideas for the holidays too. Okay. One of the other new things that we got in are these little kits. They call them Just Add Yarn, which I think is adorable, but this thing has so much in it. Try and open it in a way where it's not going to go all over the place. But it's got a set of 3 little stitch fixers. I don't know what the right word is to call. Little crochet hooks, basically, that you can use in different sizes. 2 of these style little stoppers, the little squeezy ones, which are good for your larger needles. 1, they call it something different in this kit, but I guess it depends on who manufactures it. So they call this, well, it's a yarn bobbin, but it also a cord keeper is what they're calling it. So it's one of those, it's like a pearl string that's in there. Yarn bobbins this is a pretty sturdy yarn bobbin too. So they all have pink. They're all pretty much the same color. Scissors might be different colors in there, but so you get the little bobbin and the little cord keeper. The tiny little snippet scissors, we love these. I haven't had them. I think I've had 1 lonely pair in stock here for a while because I hadn't been able to find more. And now they're sending them to me that way. A couple darning needles, a bent one and a straight one. Removable stitch markers. I call these the little like diaper pin style. You get 4 of those. You get 4 fixed circle stitch markers. You get what's a variety? It says 18 stitch markers. Some of the little light bulb style markers. Hard to show these guys. There we go. Little light bulb style marker. Ruth got one Saturday. So cute. Already used it. Yeah, so it's got all of that. So 18 stitch markers, 3 mini crochet hooks, 2 needles, 2 toggles, 60-inch cord keeper, mini scissors, yarn bobbin, and the storage box. And they are, how much are they? $20. Hi, Janessa. Motions kits, 10. Did I tell you 10? They're 20. So that's new in the shop. They're so fun. Now I have to get everything back in here. I did this the other day and it does all fit fairly well. It's not as bad as like trying to pack the trunk of your car with everything in there. Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. And the case stays closed pretty well. Like you have to have it just right to open it, which I appreciate. So everything is not just gonna like fly out of it. So yeah, I have a handful of those. And new needles. So the next shipment of the Sweet Affair, or our most recent shipment of the Sweet Affair needle kits came in, needle sets. So if you pre-ordered yours, it is here and waiting for you to pick it up. I have 2 sets left that were not spoken for. So if you wanted to wait and see them in person, we've got them here. You can see them. As a reminder, it comes with some double points, some interchangeable needles, 1 full skein and 3 mini skeins of yarn, and the super fuzzy carrying case and little notions pouch too. They're $132. This is one of their holiday limited edition gift sets. So let's see. Interchangeable tips in US sizes, 2.5, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Double pointed needles in US 1.5, 2, 2.5, 4, and 6. Symphony hand dyed yarns, 75% merino, 25% nylon. 100 gram skein, free 25 gram skeins. And then the accessories, you get 2 swivel cords. All the little accessories that normally come with the cords. Mini scissors, repair hook, finishing needle, and metal stitch markers. So all kinds of good stuff in this. It's just so it's got like it's like velvety too, you guys. I love it. Okay, so yarns. I didn't talk about September or October D-Stitch Nation. I was going to talk about November's D-Stitch Nation, but I'm gonna wait because I like to give those who have already purchased one an opportunity to get more. Sometimes some of you see one and decide you need a sweater's quantity of it. So September's storybook was Rumpelstiltskin, and the base of their yarn is Silk Twist, which is a DK weight, 75% fine superwash merino wool, 28% mulberry silk. And you can see how this is one of the reasons I wore this shirt today, because I think it shows a little bit better the actual colors, the accurate colors of the yarn. I had a different shirt on and everything looked so very pale. So Rumpelstiltskin, you get for each month for the D-Stitch Nation, you get the yarn, you get an enamel pin, and you get a printed pattern that was designed for the yarn. So this is the fun little enamel pin with that Rumpelstiltskin. And so can you see the little, how there's like, you can see in the plies, I probably can see it better in the darker colors. There we go. It almost has like this barber pole effect. That is the silk, because the silk takes the dye so much differently than the merino does. It looks like these are dyed in the what do they call this? It's the assigned pooling, but they call it color burst way. So most of the skein is one color, and you get this little blip in another color. So I have 4 of these left, and each set is $42 because it's so much silk and it's so much lovely silk. And the pattern that comes with that one, and I like this because then they kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what the yarn looks like knit up. Of course, it depends on how many stitches you cast on, but this is Rumpelstiltskin mitts. And so it comes with a pattern for cool little cabled mitts. But I do think this would be just a gorgeous, gorgeous sweater. And one of you might have already decided that, but she already got hers. Okay, so now I have 3 of those left. As a reminder, if there's something I talk about that you want, throw it in the comments, let me know. If you're not local, let us know how you want us to get things to you. October was Rapunzel. There's her long hair coming out of the window. And this time it's chunky. Walrus is the base. 130 yards and 4 ounces, 100% superwash merino. And their yarn is all of it is so squishy soft. I have had a few of you comment on how the knitted wit isn't quite so squishy soft. And that's true. It's spun differently to be more of a, not necessarily toothy, but a little bit harder yarn. Tougher, I guess would be. This is not. This is, look at, you just squish it. And it's this beautiful green with light and dark shades. Sometimes there's a little bit of purple in there. with this tonal. The pattern they have is called the Jurassic Cabled Hat. This picture does not do it justice because it looks very teal-y in that picture, but I do appreciate that they give us a pattern with the actual yarn used so you can see how it will knit up. So I have 6 of these. Yes, it is absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, if you want more than one, you don't need more than one copy of the pattern, things like that. But it is a fun little cabled hat pattern. Yeah, and you can see all the little, like the little dark bits in there, kind of like what I was pointing out here with these little dark guys. So that's how it'll show up. These are $37 a piece, and I have 6 of those. If you are part of that club and have not picked yours up yet, let us know or reach out to us. I should have everybody set aside. So if you haven't gotten yours, get in touch with us so we can make sure it gets to you and not sold to somebody else. Earrings, we talked about that. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about yarn-wise is the herstory, knitted with herstory for November. The author, you guys, I'm having a hard time with words tonight. The author is Sherry Dimmeline. They Knitted Wit always does this. They call it their love story. So they do a whole big write-up about the author, what inspired them, type. So it's got like books she has, similar authors. But the color is. Are you ready for it? So I will tell you up front, I have 2 of the fingering weight and 3 of the worsted weight. It would be such a cool hat as worsted weight. The name of the color is Marrow Thieves. And I'm not, usually it says in here why. Inspired by a book's cover. Marrow Thieves. Oh, it's the name of one of her books. Look at this, you guys. I keep messing with the label trying to get it to a point where it's not covering up something gorgeous, but it's hard because this is just this vibrant violet, pink, purple, teals. Even like, look at this. It's like a little black and white or navy and white speckle. It's so beautiful. I want to say the fingering weight is $31.50 and the worsted weight is $29.50. So I've got 2 of these guys. That's the fingering. And I have 3 of the worsted, which is equally as gorgeous. And this is going to be kind of, I think if you knit a hat with the worsted weight, you're almost going to get like a spiral effect. In my mind, that's how I think it would knit up, because it's like half the skein is one color and the other half of the skein is a different color. So when you're knitting in the round, you'll probably get sort of a spirally thing. But just, oh, it's just so beautiful. Look at that. And this transition from the pinks to the greens. And it just gets darker. Lovely, lovely, lovely. How many yards in the worsted? 200 yards in 4 ounces. For the worsted, it's 100% superwash merino. And the fingering, 4 ounces, 420 yards, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. Nicole, I already have 1 set aside for you, so that does not count toward the 2 that I have. Get it back, put back together here. There we go. This one had come in just before I did my live last week, and I decided I had enough other things to talk about, so we could wait. Plus, it wasn't November yet, last Monday. So I've got those two beauties. Look at how pretty they are. Just gorgeous. Okay. That's everything I have to talk about tonight, you guys. I think I am going to be doing a live next Monday. I did create the event for it. The only reason I wouldn't is if I have to be like, if my surgery on Tuesday is first thing in the morning, then I might not be here. But I do plan to do a live next Monday before I am off the rest of the week. Chris, did I go somewhere warm and sunny? Yes, the Tanner. Not really sunny, but I decided this is the time of year when I start getting bummed out because it's dark when I get here and it's dark when I leave and I don't get to see sunshine very often. So I start tanning. I joined Planet Fitness. And so I get to tan and I get to work out all at the same time. Karen keeps rallying for me to go, or campaigning, I guess, for me to go somewhere warm and sunny. But mom and dad are about to come back from Florida, so I can't go visit them. But maybe in January or February, I might find my way down south somewhere. We'll see. Okay, so that's all we have to talk about tonight. I do plan to be here next Monday. I will put it in the events if if for some reason that's not going to happen. Mom says yes. Road trip. Yeah. Well, I'm not driving down, that's for sure. I would fly, but still a road trip, I guess. Fair trip. So I hope everybody has a good week. I hope you get inspired to start some things, finish some things. Just be creative, continue to be creative. So have a great week. If I don't see you here in the shop, I will see you all hopefully next Monday on live, and have a great week. Try to stay